The Apple iPhone 11 launched in 2019 and was truly a treat to Apple fans. The phone took what fans loved about the XR series and added a couple of changes. With great cameras, excellent battery life, and an improved LCD screen which many were not prepared for, the iPhone 11 set the stage for future iPhones in terms of design and functionality. I got my hands on an iPhone 11 recently and I wanted to see how well it holds up in day-to-day use. My first iPhone was an SE first generation back a couple years ago, so this will be new for me. What's up everyone, my name is Jonathan from Jopatech and I am here to review the iPhone 11, which I'm using to film my videos. In 2022. The iPhone 11 was designed to be an enticing purchase as it is just a recycled iPhone XR body with an extra camera lens and all new internals. It offered a 6.1-inch liquid Retina LCD display instead of OLED, like on the Pro series, which was able to keep the overall cost of the phone down. The screen is nice and colors look great, but nothing compares to OLED in my opinion. Powering the 11 is Apple's in-house A13 Bionic chip with 4GB of RAM and either 64, 128, or 256GB of internal storage. The phone also supports Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.0, and NFC and is not 5G capable. I have to state the obvious, no expandable storage, and no headphone jack. Fun fact, I have an older car so I usually plug my phones into the 3.5mm jack so I can listen to music. When I sat down and pulled out the iPhone from my pocket, I was as sad as a doggo on timeout. That was a really awkward drive with just my thoughts. The weight of the iPhone 11 was a bit of a shock to me when I first picked it up. Again, my daily driver is the Pixel 3a, plastic and 147 grams. The iPhone, however, comes in at 194 grams and to be honest, it feels nice in my hands. The aluminum frame and Gorilla Glass front and back is very pleasing to hold and is also IP68 water and dust resistant. It just feels full, complete. Providing juice to the iPhone 11 is a 3110 mAh battery which Apple claims 17 hours of video playback, 10 hours if streamed, and can reach 50% charge in 30 minutes with a 20-watt adapter or higher, sold separately. Honestly, that should be Apple's slogan. Sold separately. You also get wireless charging thanks to the glass back, but I still find that to be a last resort. My iPhone 11 battery health is sitting at 84% overall and I can get a day out of this no problem. However, when I'm playing Angry Birds or streaming videos, I can watch the battery percentage drop faster than the number of people you see at the gym 3 weeks after New Year's. On the hardware side of things, the iPhone 11 is pretty much the same as iPhones from forever ago. Starting at the bottom, you have the Lightning connector port, microphones, and bottom firing speaker. The right houses the SIM tray slot and side lock button. The left has the volume rocker and the always awesome silence switch. And the top has nothing. On the front of the phone, you have the always ugly when noticed notch which houses Apple's Face ID, Selfie Cam, top microphone, and front-facing speaker to complete the stereo speaker setup. The rear of the iPhone 11 has a dual camera array with dual LED flash and microphone. Since we're starting with this well-rounded rear, let's talk cameras. The iPhone 11 sports a 12-megapixel primary wide lens and 12-megapixel ultra-wide. OIS is found on the main shooter and not the ultra-wide. I appreciate the fluidity when changing from both lenses on the camera app. As an example, my Velvet takes a moment to figure out what the heck is going on, whereas the iPhone transitions smoother than my beard does to my skin. Both iPhone cameras can shoot 4K video at 24, 30, and 60 frames per second, and 1080p at 30, 60, 120, and 240 frames per second for some nice slow-mo action. Moving around front to the selfie cam, you get a single 12-megapixel wide lens that can shoot at the same resolutions as the rears, minus the 240 FPS. All three cameras also shoot in HDR. The iPhone churns out some perfectly pleasing pictures for your peepers and all 7 of your Instagram followers. Photos are crisp and in the right lighting, even crispier. The night mode is superb on the iPhone 11 compared to my Pixel 3a. Now the price difference when the phones were new was huge, and the 3a gave the iPhone a run for its money. However, with updates and improvements over the years for both of these phones, the iPhone takes much better night shots than the 3a. So how does the iPhone 11 hold up in 2022? Pretty darn well. Most people know that Apple continually update their phones for 6 to 7 years, ensuring longevity and performance as if the phone was brand new. This is one of the reasons iPhones maintain their value after a few years, not to mention the higher end parts that Apple gives you right from the start. In the used market here in Canada, you can find an iPhone 11 for anywhere between $450 to $600 depending on storage configuration, condition, and if the battery was replaced or not. This is still a very good phone if you want to enter the Apple ecosystem, and you won't find any stutters or lags on your day-to-day usage. Now remember what I just said. 6 to 7 years of updates. This means you can get an iPhone 11 today, slap a new battery in it, and use it for another 3 years without problems. Not only does this save you cash in the long run, but it's also better for the environment. Sadly, people like shiny things, and when something shiny and new comes out, we must have it. Unless your profession calls for the latest and greatest phone, you don't need to be updating every year. So if your blind date asks, why are you using such an old iPhone? You can just explain to them that, it's better for the environment, you only had to maybe pay for 2 years on a contract plan, and you got a phone for 6 to 7 years, or you can just dine, dash, and ghost them. I've been using this iPhone as my daily driver, and I will say it is nice. Paired with my MacBook Air, shooting videos and importing them over AirDrop is seamless and quick. I always saw iPhones as more of a tool than a toy, and I stand by that. It gives me no hiccups or problems throughout my day and always performs perfectly when I need to get work done. Very utilitarian in my eyes. Thank you so much for joining me in my review of the iPhone 11 in 2022. If you found this review helpful and you're considering buying an iPhone, go ahead and give this video a like, and a subscribe to my channel would be super appreciated. Ding the notification bell if you want to stay up to date on my future reviews, and don't forget to show some love down in the comments. My name is Jonathan, and I am from Jopatech, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye! Sold separately. Sold separately. What the f***? iPhone! So f*** me on this one. Why am I going off like this?